um, we included a possibility to acquire a database, and I'm still shopping around.
Uh-huh.
And we just needed to be sure because at the moment we are expanding in Asia. We're expanding. We also added a new salesperson. We want to do a lot more sales prospecting and the prospect hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to do that, we need two things. We need to be on top of a game with industry news. We need to know, and we also need sales lead data. So companies, names, and also and that kind of contact information. So and that's why I thought like let's just call Bob one more time and see if we're able to maybe find a way to help each other.
Right. Sure. Sure. Yeah. For instance, I think the most powerful thing is that we do have very good data on each of the OEM companies as well as end users. But I would assume that you're selling a lot to the OEM companies.
No, actually we don't. Actually,
Uh-huh.
we're not at all. But this kind of information. By the way, you're recording this, right?
Yes.
Okay, sure. For example, one of our biggest clients is Flowserve.
Is Seltzer?
It's Flowserve, sorry.
Oh, it's
The
Flowserve.
number
Yeah.
two.
Right.
Yeah, the number two. They we developed for them a very specialized hybrid steel for their what's the concrete volute bombs.
Uh-huh. Oh, yes.
So, but other than that, we actually have a lot of end users. So the oil and gas database.
Okay.
Those are, they actually buy more seals than the pump companies
Oh, okay.
because our seal is more expensive than the mechanical seal or the land packing, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why for only for just for new projects, most of the time they choose for a cheaper alternative,
Mm-hmm.
but end user that have who have a pump installed from Flowserve or Grundfos or KSB, they want a better alternative, and that's why um, we have more new business from the oil and gas companies.
Right, right, sure. So in any case, though, we do have, in case you do sell some to the OEMs, here are the sizes of all the OEM companies around the world,
Sure.
and we
Yeah.
do have, and then the networking directory not only has the OEM companies, but others as well. So,
No, it's Sean.
yeah, it's, and we can go to the others, but for instance, at a Flowserve or somebody like that,
Mm-hmm.
we would have Flowserve Canada,
Yes.
Flowserve Italy, and all these people.
Let me just check. Let me just open my database and see if
Sure.
the companies you have, because they're actually one of our clients. So if
Yeah, yeah.
just check our database and see if I see the same people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Sure.
that would be for us.
So we can pick
Check it.
any one of these, like the Netherlands or whatever here. So
So let me just open mine and see if we. Just one moment.
yeah, we got Germany, France, Australia, U.S., and so forth here.
So let me give me one more second. Just open the Netherlands one.
Okay, we have 13 people in the Netherlands at several different locations. Here's one location, and these look like they're older names here at that location. So let's then go to the other location, and here's 6 more there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, wait. I have this one as well. Atelier. Just give me 1 second. Um, so
Hmm.
I have the same location in my database.
Yeah, most these look like older names mostly here in these Netherlands ones. A lot of the names are only, that we've updated it within the last few weeks or the last month, but these look like they're several years old, 5 years old. So whatever these particular ones are not current. Whereas you go into, let's say,
Yeah, can you open the Netherlands 8 again? The one you showed me before?
right, both of those are older they're
Yeah,
older
yeah,
records, yeah. Yeah,
but just let me see what kind of people there are.
yes,
Uh,
sales and managers of, uh,
yeah,
now this guy would be a technical guy here at this
okay,
particular, because he's at a technical symposium.
sure.
Uh-huh. But you compare that, for instance, to like let's just take the Texas, Flowserve Texas, for instance. For instance, you can see here that, and by the way, we have, they're a subscriber at the very top of the, you know, uh, of the chain of people here. So we do have, a lot of the top people that we're dealing with
Yeah,
on
because
our.
we are really interested in getting silvery data from chemical or technical, really the rotating people, maintenance people,
Uh,
the for example the plant manager or the maintenance manager or the maintenance person or the rotating maintenance people. Those are the
right,
ones we
right.
are really interested in, and those are the ones we're not able to find, even if we have a deal with one of their companies in the Netherlands and we want Germany, for example, we're not able to find that kind
Uh,
of information.
yeah, yeah. We don't have um, we don't have very good European information on the chemical companies, and but the report does include the plant database of chemical companies is in the plant database. So I just clicked on Germany, and here's a company that we're dealing with right now, Clariant, GmbH, and so forth there. So
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
and so these are all their locations and so forth there. So
So, for example, Shell in Germany. Let me just open it up.
yeah, no, all we would have for Shell in Germany, and they're probably under refining anyway. They're probably not under. Uh, yeah, I don't see Shell Deutschland refinery and so forth. So all we really have is uh, some information on what kind of pollutants they have and that sort of thing there. But it does give you some idea of the size of how much water they're discharging and so forth there. So, but we have other ways to provide the people type databases. But anyway, the basic pump report does include some of this more basic plant information. So,
Mm-hmm.
and
For example, the plant information, it would be nice to estimate the potential of a market or
yeah,
target markets.
and we have it by in forecast, so that for instance, for Germany, we would have the Germany as a percentage of the world,
Mm-hmm.
the chemical industry for every industry. So Germany
Sure.
will be 9% of the world in
Mm-hmm.
2017, but
Mm-hmm.
the world will have grown from 100% in 2010 to it'll have grown 39% from 2010 to 2017. So the total market's 139% of the 2010 market,
Mm-hmm.
and so Germany will have only progressed
Nine.
from 8% of 100%, to 9% of 139%.
Sure. Yeah.
So whereas some of these other countries like China will obviously take a much bigger share. So anyway, so that's another way to that you can actually use. But again, we have better ways to actually get the project information.
Yeah,
But
those are the ones that were really interesting.
yeah, and then we do have, certainly updates and things too.
No, the updates I receive in my email.
Yeah, but
Highlights.
but probably not the same updates as these. These are the just
No.
chemical industry updates. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So so this is
No, I can see quick highlights in my email about it, and if I want to click on it, I need to register for the database. So
right, exactly. Yeah, so you see what's here anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so for chemical refining and all these other things, but then I think the big thing on the pump report is that we actually configure the seals numbers for every country. So let's just pick a country that you're interested in determining the seals.
That would be interesting, just to get our market share. Those
Yeah.
kind of things.
Yeah. So what country would you like to look at?
Just say the Netherlands for.
Okay. So so you can look by industry, and this is the pump industry. It's a $349 million industry, and we have in the past come up with factors for for seals for the various different industries. So you'd have to multiply, the pump numbers by some of these seals numbers, to get the seals numbers. But anyway, it gives you by industry, and if you want to refine it even further, you can actually go in by subject by industry. So for certain types of pumps like diaphragm or reciprocating or whatever. So here is the Netherlands market broken out that way. But if you wanted to look at it on a more micro basis, you pick, say, the chemical industry, you pick diaphragm.
This is the top one. No, that's the top one essentially.
Pardon, what centrifugal pumps? Yeah, centrifugal pumps.
Yeah.
So for the chemical industry, and so that's a $50 million market. So maybe seals are 5 million or 8 million or something like that. So,
Sure.
So I think that we have that for every country, and so I think that's a useful, a useful database to have, and we can give it to you in an Excel chart. So
you can export it to Excel.
yeah, so we can give you an actual Excel sheet actually on it. So
but the Excel sheet is something that I need to request if I want.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, right. You would tell us, I want as of a point in time, because obviously these numbers change all the time. So, at the time you're ready to work with it, you would be the time when you'd ask to get that sheet from us.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So and then we get into the the industry applications and so forth too. So we do have a lot of.
For example, example for the refineries. We've been trying to map the refineries in the worldwide locations, and we came close, but not. We didn't get the total scope of the total overview.
Yeah. Well, we have the same sort of information there, that you're just looking at with some refinery plants and headquarters and so forth. But this is really older information. We have the more detailed information in the other report, which is the refining, oil, gas refining, and so forth. And this is a report you can get at a discount from us if you get the pump report. But we actually have a very sophisticated system here that even gets into all the projects, and so you can click on just the projects here, and and these are all the projects that are going on now, and so you'll want to be contacting all these people. Here's another chemicals complex that's listed in this here. So this is 2000.
So here you can actually. Here you can actually see which engineering company
Right,
acquires the contract.
right, and they announced on April 16th that it's got the contract and so forth. So completion startup during 2014. So here's a contact at the Jacobs Group, and by the way, BASF is a huge customer of ours. We're making a presentation at their stand next week at the Water Environment Federation show, and they'll have people over from Germany and so forth. But they've featured us as an expert to actually, they have a 50-foot big stand at the show, and we're the one outside expert that's going to be giving a speech to try to attract people to their stand. So,
Nice.
so we there is a network, a tremendous networking capability that we do bring, with the OEMs, but even people like BASF, who is one of our major clients. So so these, you can go in or you can go in just by the most recent title and see just what's been added in the last.
So, for example, if you look at the Antwerp BASF announcement, what kind of information can you see? We just looked at it. Or?
Yeah, this is project information, but you can get it by company or location or whatever. Or here you're seeing it just by title. So this.
So if I would, yeah.
Yeah. So this is information that was just added yesterday. So you can see, this information went in yesterday. Here was a couple days before, so forth. Germany looking to build Saudi Arabian plant, and so forth.
Because basically for this kind of sales lead information, at the moment they announce that they're going to build it, then we're too late. We like to know the information when they're thinking about building the plant and in the engineering phase, so that we can talk to the engineering company and see if we can be on the list or on the required list.
Yeah, and that's the type of information we're trying to ascertain.
Yeah, because when it's announcement that they start building into the next year, and at 3 years later it will be finalized, then they already decided the seals, the bombs and stuff, and then we are basically too late.
Right, so you're looking at this level, where they're talking about it, getting the feasibility studies, and you start to know who's doing it and so forth.
Sure, and then we can contact them and be in the loop.
Yeah, and then you can contact Foster Wheeler here and so forth. So,
yes,
yeah.
Sure. Those are the things we are really interested in.
Yeah. So, and the pump report is $4,900. This report is normally another $3,000, but we could give you the whole package for $6,500. $6,500. So, and
it's almost the same price, but it's only $500 discount.
Well, this is $3,000 plus $4,900 would be $7,900.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So
65, so 14.
$6,500, right? And we would also provide some interweb views and some other promotion of your seals, which I think is the most important thing we can be doing. So if you go, you go a quick search under seal, for instance, here in our Global Knowledge Orchard, we're actually doing the articles, and we're doing taking people pictures and so forth at the conferences and posting those, and so that this is some of the things that appear on our free site. So yeah. So I guess back into seal again here, but we would be sending out, in our oil and gas and insights and other things, the information just like the things you're receiving. So, and the Falua has contracts and so forth. So just getting a lot of the information about you in the service, and sending it, emailing it to clients is another thing. So there would be some of that we would do free of charge for you if you went ahead with this package.
Can you repeat that one more time?
I'm sorry?
Can you repeat the last thing you said one more time?
Yeah, we would do quite a bit of promotion for you.
Sure, yeah.
Let me just go to one other aspect of it here, that we would so we would do well, you're getting this kind of some of this information in the oil and gas, but we would actually write about you in the various insights, even make sure that we write about your seals in an article about seals that we would put in, say, Elsevier's World Pumps. We could write one on seals, no charge to you. We write about seals generally, but the pictures would actually be of your seals rather than somebody else's seals. So
you're also a contributor. You also provide contributions to the World Pumps.
Yeah, I mean, World Pumps loves articles from us. Anytime we want to put an article in, we can. In Valve World, we have an article every month, and we work very closely with Valve World.
So if Miguel Vane would write an article about one of our seals, there would be a possibility that it also would be placed in one of the magazines, or?
Right. So, for instance, we wrote this for some of our pump, suppliers.
Sure.
So it was a general article, but we did get for some of our clients here, we did get into National Oil Well, Varco's pumps, and so forth. And we could have had a section on your seals here too. So we think this is a very important way to market, because everybody reads these articles, and we do a good job of covering it. We are fair and impartial, but we are capable, for instance, on fugitive emissions from seals, and we're doing studies on fugitive emissions from valve seals right now, in terms of how important that is and things. So people like actually Curtis Wright and so forth are heavily involved in some of the better seals for their valves. So anyway, we have all this kind of information that we can do, and then we would do interweb views, and interweb views is a web recording where you put one of your PowerPoint presentations, and we just record it and put it up on the web. So this is types of things that we're doing. So then they put a link to it from their site, and so. You're starting to break up on me there. I'm not. These are very 2 or 3 different voices.
Oh yeah. I'm in an office, cubicle area.
Oh, okay.
And so then the people can but I can.
So anyway, this is another thing that we would offer you here is the interweb views. We do one of these interweb views at no charge. And at some point in time, we would also put up these application notes. So for instance, if you're into steel, we have all these information, all this information up about Industeel products in our on our website. So you can go in at any of these Industeel, Arcal or Metal things, or you can go in and buy all the applications for Industeel and so forth there. So, it's so putting all this information up in the website also allows you to handle it from your website. So I think another important thing is we could actually set up on your website something that looks like this, but it would be seals, and you could go in buy all the applications for seals, or all the different products where you can use seals or pumps or whatever. But
okay, so basically, I can host, for example, a knowledge base on our website, which adds contents to our website and makes it actually, more resourceful.
And then would also show up on our Global Decisions Orchard, so you'd be getting hits on it both ways. It would show up as part of a bigger search, but it would show all the events you're going to be attending and so forth. So this was put up a little while ago for them, so this is an older one. Yeah. But all the and then all the titles and so forth. So it's a good way to organize and processes. So any process where you're steam, pulp and paper and FGD and so forth. So are you doing anything in the power industry with the pumps for the power industry?
Yeah, but then in the power generation industry, and then just the water cooling, the water cooling.
Yeah, well,
the water pumps.
Yeah, the cooling water pumps. So we have we're actually going to be offering a free service to the power companies that you'd be able to take advantage of. So we're going to be very and we do have, for instance, the whole utility industry. We have most of these people are subscribers to our services, and we're talking about maintenance on the FGD pumps. We even have webinars on the problems with these big slurry pumps and so forth. Mm-hmm. So, do you know whether you furnished any seals for the big Weir or KSB type slurry pumps for?
Yeah. I guess we have, but basically only for the cooling water pumps, and not for the process pumps.
Yeah, well, we actually have cooling water information for every power plant. So so you can actually go in to our databases and see where all the pumps are, and we're dealing with the companies, and so you can actually go in there and search the database by alphabetic plant name, and you can get and it basically tells you, and we have all sorts of contacts at these places too, separately, but it tells you basically how much that they're using recirculating forced draft, pumps here. So it's not once through, mechanical draft power process, mechanical draft towers, what the flows are.
But this is only USA, right?
This is only the USA, but we do have similar data, not similar data, but we do have data on every power plant in the world too. So we have, for instance, utility upgrade tracking system, and you can go into the Netherlands, for instance, and let's see, and we work with people like KEMA, KEMA, in the Netherlands that heavily involved with the power plants in the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. So you can actually. So you can actually go. Oh, these are CO2 emissions. Sorry, let's go into. Let's see, United States, I say gas turbines, rest of the world. Insert, that's by plant, world, insert by plant, so you go by country, and then you go into the Netherlands, and then you can go to any one of these, Ammer 4041, Hemsweg, and Gelderland, and so forth there. And then it's got all sorts of detailed information, 602 megawatts when it went and installed, SO2 control emissions, and that's got a wet scrubber that was installed by, you know, such and such, and the belt filter, and let's see see if we got the pump information on that one. No, I don't see we have the pump information on that plan, but that's the level of detail that we would have there.
But do you also have the contact persons then?
Yeah, we do have the contact person, but that's in another database. It's our utility people database.
Yeah, I'm really interested in that, the last in the utility people database.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, the utility people, and but also we would have Kima and a lot of people, other people like that, in another database. So this is so, you know, in terms of the U.S., you know, this is huge. We have pretty much everybody that's here. So you can go to any Ameren plant, for instance, and look at just the people within that plant. So there's a couple hundred people just within Ameren there, and there's a plant manager at that plant.
Just show it to me, because I'm really interested.
You want to take a look at the U.S. here? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, so at AES. I mean, these people, we have webinars every week, and AES and Ameren, for instance, Ameren, Mark Bryant, people like that are in every week listening to what we're talking about. So if we're talking about pumps and so forth there, it would be, you know, it'd be there. So these are all Ameren type companies, and
I'm just interested if you zoom into one, if you can see actually the pump, the people there.
Yeah, well, this person is, for instance, director of ash management, and this is a chemical engineer and managing supervisor and consulting engineer, consultant, director, flue gas desulfurization, principal engineer, you know, so these are
consultant engineer.
Yeah, manager, supervisor, general engineering. These would be the type of people that would be doing the work. Here's a guy doing supervising, chemical engineering, and so forth. So these are, so these would be the people, definitely.
That is indeed interesting. Because this kind of detailed information.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
If I would be able to get approval to get the funding for this database, this would be the thing that I could just push it or to get their
this is
attention.
Yeah, this is a $1,500 service, so it's something you could be able to get, you know, separately.
But this is not included in.
I'm sorry?
This is
No.
not included in the pump?
No. This is a separate, completely separate database.
So if you would say for the Netherlands.
Yeah, we probably don't have a whole. Yes, we really don't have many of the people in the Netherlands there. Yeah, so there isn't. But on the other, let's just take Germany or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Or Poland. Let's just say Poland. See if we have what we're doing with Poland and stuff there. Belchow and a few people. So we don't really have a whole lot of people. No, that's not.
Utility.
Yeah, not too much there. But if you go into
maybe Germany, is that?
Yeah, we can go to Germany and see. Yeah. see. Utility people. We're getting a fair amount of activity in China right now.
Yeah,
But,
challenge would also be interesting to me. Because China, we also
yeah, the other thing that we're doing is that we're going the other way. We're about to offer the people in China and Germany and other things like that free subscriptions to a lot of our technical things. And the reason is that we want to get them as, people that in the databases. So
I understand. Because
yeah,
for the rest of the world, they are really interesting.
yeah. So we have a particular thing going on in China right now, and but yeah.
Just,
So EBW GmbH, for instance, and so we do have a fair number of people in Germany, probably, yeah. SCR.
But if I look at this, then inquiry in 2002, inquiry
Right,
in 2001.
yeah,
So
right, yeah. Those are pretty old, yeah. Let's just see, Eon Energy. Yeah, these are older ones too. Yeah. So yeah, I guess these are probably mostly older and not that many in Europe, but certainly in the U.S. and Canada, it's pretty comprehensive.
yeah, because we are not very active in the U.S. and Canada. We are more active in Europe, China, Singapore.
Right. Well, we have lots of initiatives going on in China right now. But again, at this point, we're just really getting the whole system in place to reach all these people. But I think, the other powerful thing that we do have, though, is that there are a lot of people in the Netherlands in Germany that we're reaching that are, that are decision makers for the, let's just, for instance, if you go into, let's just go into our OEM networking directory here. So the people like Kima and so forth are going to show up in the Netherlands, and they're doing a lot of work with the power companies. And we, so you can go by country, and then we can go into the Netherlands, and then so you can go down to Kima.
Yeah. Just for example, KSB. Just.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. There's just one person there. There isn't anybody actually there. Oh, there. Yeah, there is. Neo Gretz. Yeah, and that was from last 2 years ago. Director of the Netherlands there. But
Kima, for example, yeah.
Yeah, Kima. These are people that we contacted in Kima, Germany. I guess we have more contacts in some of the other Kima locations in other countries, but these are people that we do have at Kima. Yeah. But you can see we have quite a few contacts in this. So that have showed up in this one.
But if I look at the networking directory, what kind of people are in there?
Assumably OEMs, so it's the Veolias and Westphalias and Weir Minerals and people that are making pumps and valves and process systems and those sorts of things. And a lot of those are pretty current. but we do have an end user directory that
Oh,
does.
I'm interested.
Yeah, but really it's not. It's you know it's obviously it's got probably 100,000 people in it. So but it's
No, but still, I have to talk. So if we would live in if we would operate in the United States, then it would be an awesome directory.
yeah, right. But you can go into let's just see what we have in Germany, for instance, or something like
Yeah, sure.
that.
Yeah, Germany is fine.
Yeah. So these would be contacts that we would have in Germany at petroleum refining and so forth. So this is all part of the end user directory.
Let me
So
see what kind of titles. Are there also titles?
yeah, some of these titles would indicate that they're the EP, Fauge Bay contact or something like that. I'm not counting the Umwelt, the
Beijing Axis Analysis.
yeah, the contact for the environmental. Some of them here. Yeah, so most of the but we have it basically. Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares? It's a lot of money.
Yeah. So anyway, this gives you an idea of what is here. Most of these are environmental type contacts. But this directory is another $1,800 or $1,900 as well, and has various different countries in it, obviously.
Search the Beijing Axis. The China. China will go down.
But I do think that the proactive, if you were to get the pump report or something and get a proactive program going of letting us help you promote your seals, I think that you would very quickly justify the purchase.
Sure. So basically, if I would acquire this kind of database, there are two things that I would like to know. Like once, and I think two of the three things will be available on this database. One would be sales data or market shares of the pump or the end users. I know for sure that it will be available, so that we know, for example. Who are the biggest pump manufacturers and what's their share, so that if we could see what their sales target numbers are, then we can calculate our market share.
Yeah.
One of the things. The other thing is industry news. That is something that I could get from this database. But the third one, and also the one for us really important, would be to get the network directory or the end user database, or just to get contact information.
Yeah, I mean those are available separately, but at a discount. If you get whatever kind of a package you get a discount of 30% on the second most expensive service. So here are all the market shares, and so that's kind
interesting.
Yeah, and then we have analyses of the companies and so forth there too. So company profiles, and so it would have this kind of detail on them, and then of course contacts there at the plant, at the offices.
Sure. Let me just
Yeah, I can just show you too. Let me just kind of summarize things for you. That the let's see on the databases. Oh, this is where you want to go to the people. Sorry, I want to go to the people up here at the top. When you click on the people,
is that included in is this an additional service that
Yeah,
people?
the end user directory is a separate service that's available for 1900, and that's worldwide with 80,000 people in it. And then the OEM networking directory is, if you buy the
That's
whole
for pump
directory.
manufacturers.
Yeah, well, there's most of it for the pump. Everything for the pumps is in the pumps. But if you want one that's got all the process equipment and valves and everybody else in it, then it's 1900. But if you want the one just for pumps, it's included in the pump report.
Oh, in the pump report that's included. And if I would have the oil and gas,
That oil and gas is a separate database then too. And then if you go to under databases there, see the
so
that oil and gas database is 3,000, and the pump report is 4,900. So the pump report would be your most expensive one, and then say if you got this one next, it would be 70% of this would be another 2,100, and then the next one would be at 60%. So if you got the utility people, it would be, instead of 19 or 1,800 or 1,500, it would only be 900, and so forth. So, but I can send you a proposal with all these reports in it.
Mm-hmm. So then I think our focus now would be more on the oil and gas market, because we do work with pump manufacturers, but those are not our main clients. So if I would say the oil and gas database and the end user database, that would be, maybe also the pump database. Those the pump network directory or the end user directory, together with the oil and gas database. Those would be the combination that I would look at.
Okay, so we can quote exactly you want the oil and gas,
Mm-hmm.
and then the end user,
Yes.
and then what was the third one would be?
The pump network directory.
Well, we either have it's either part of the pump report, or we have the whole OEM networking directory that has process equipment, suppliers, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I think that would be the oil and gas database, and then the end user directory. Those are the ones that what we're looking at.
okay, so you'd basically then be talking. See, this is 3,000, and then the people end user database is 1,900. So it would be 70% of 1,900. So 7, 9, 63. It's about 1,300 or something, whatever it would be. So the total would be around 4,300 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I can send you a quotation on that if you'd like to have it.
Sure. But for the end user directory, can you please go to that one more time?
Sure. Yeah, it's there's also a recorded demonstration of the directory too.
Mm-hmm.
There, but so you can go in by SIC codes and things too, alphabetic. So alkalis and chlorine, or automobile repair, or
So, for example, just to petrochemical.
yeah, let's go down to petrochemicals. Let's see. Let's go to petroleum refining, for instance. I don't see the petrochemicals would probably be But anyway, this,
chemicals.
yeah. We can go up under some of the other organic chemicals or something, but here would be the way it is if you just went into refining.
Oh, here, plant manager, refiner manager. Sure, this is indeed interesting.
Yeah, and then, but if you want to go in, let's just see under chemicals.
Yeah, maybe that it would be more specific.
Well, I mean, it would be a different one. These are all very rigid NICS codes. There isn't any duplication here, so it's all precisely follows a numerical. So you get chemicals and allied products, chemical preparations. So I think not otherwise classified, chemical and fertilizer.
Not my.
There'd be organic chemicals. Organic chemicals. Yeah, sometimes when you don't find it that way, the best thing to do is to go in by numeric, and by numeric, it groups things. So when you get down to the whole area where this is, it'll all be in the same area there. So everything to do in, let's see, plastics, pharmaceutical, man-made organic fibers is paint and varnishes, asphalt, plastics, ceramics. I must have skipped by it here.
Maybe just control F and then see if you can.
Yeah, it must have. I think it's in the. Yeah, it's in here somewhere. Organic dyes and chemicals, plastics.
Yeah, for example, just do the chemicals and chemical preparation. Just to have a quick overview.
Let's see. Where are you now?
If you go a little bit down.
Yeah, this is not.
This one.
Yeah, this is not otherwise classified. So this would be a lot of plants that don't fit into the class.
No, but just for me, this is fine to see and to see what kind of plant managers. Okay.
Right. Plant manager of. Yeah.
And if let me see, BASF and okay. Sure. But this is basically a lot of America. I can see Houston, Chicago, Tulsa.
Yeah, probably because of the way it's classified. There's probably the, we took the various other country databases, and they may have showed up under, under something else, because on the petroleum refining,
you check that one.
Yeah. So it's a lot of it's the way it is classified within the individual countries too.
So this is a lot of Europe, I can see.
Yeah, it's got
managers. Sure.
Yeah.
I think it's really it is
gesprek gehad
interesting.
met beide mannen, dacht ik. En daar in de lijst zijn gekomen. En de communicatie.
Yeah. So that one, would be then, so for the whole package on that basis, it'd be, what did we say, 4,300, I believe, something like that. So.
Wat zou zijn wat er zou bestaan als ik die lijst zou uitsturen.
Bob, I think I have a good overview of the services. If you could please send me the video with the video.
Yeah, we'll send you that.
Demonstration.
Sure will.
And also a quote for the end user directory and the oil and gas database.
Okay.
Then and also the quotation for it.
Yeah.
And I will go and together with the video, I will go and see if I can close down the subscription this year.
Okay, and I'll put in the fact that we would do one of those interweb views, at no charge, and post some application notes for you up there too.
Sure. I do understand. Those editorial articles for us is very valuable because you can advertise as much as you want, but editorial articles will get a bigger exposure than an advertisement. People will see it but don't look at it, but if they would read the article, they would obviously also see what's written about you. So
yeah, and that article you were looking at did appear in World Pumps. So
yeah, we think World Pumps is really pretty interesting magazine.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll agree on an article there then too.
Yes, we do. Okay, I think I have all the information I need. I need to go to another meeting, and please send me a quote for the all our guest database. Send me a quote combined with the end user directory.
Yeah.
And also send me the video, and I will get back to you as soon as possible.
Sounds good.
But I'm interested.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Bye now.
Bye. Ja.
Wat nou?
Jongen, jullie waren zo...
Kijk hoe lang je aan die lijst.
Jullie waren zo luidruchtig, jongen.
Ja.
Ik heb hem op zijn hart gezet. Ja, ik kan hem hier selecteren dat ik hem op zijn hart zet.
Om te zien?
Hier.
Zomaar zeg dus.
Ja, jij bent er nog. Goed zo. Dag mevrouw. Ik zag je noodkreet, dus ik denk van